Sports Pregame Show, presented by Kia.
Greetings and welcome to 2K Sports. I rarely say greetings, but I just did. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, alongside Kenny and Shaq. And our coverage tonight will be coming to you from Washington, where the Wizards will be going up against the Boston Celtics. Well, for Boston, prior to the game, Coach commented on their level of confidence in the locker room, and he feels that they are prepared with a very strong game plan at the various matchups. One of the fun players to watch tonight, Isaiah Thomas. When you consider his size, is there anybody in the league who gets as much out of, having a little frame?
Yeah, because you Earthlings are small individuals. He's the kind of player that kids aspire to be because of what he can do with his 5'9" frame.
You're not from
Absolutely deadly at the end of games as well as the country.
Yeah, you said we're Earthlings.
I'm not from
What
Earth.
are you?
I'm from a different planet.
What planet might that be?
A planet called Bigger Than a Mug.
I've read about that, as a matter of fact.
Actually, there's a couple of bigger than the mugs people that's from that planet. In the NBA. But I'll tell you, I like Isaiah Thomas because he plays without fear. He attacks the rim like he's 6'9", not 5'9". Doesn't care who's in there. Very aggressive. And, he's from another planet.
Yeah.
Little than a mug.
Yeah. You know why I like to use this cup when I'm doing this show with you guys?
Why?
Because it's bigger than a mug.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here's Kevin Harlan.
As always, a lot of activity on the streets of Washington, D.C. tonight. And in the middle of it all, the distinctive image of the U.S. Capitol building. Hello, everyone. Get ready for NBA action live on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by the talented analyst tandem of Greg Anthony and Chris Webber. David Aldridge is on our sideline. Handling the Eastern Conference, this D.C. crowd hoping to watch their Wizards come out on top. Let's get a quick pregame update from David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Scott Brooks.
Well, Kevin, he said defensively their main priority is going to be preventing points in the paint. He told me we can't let them get comfortable inside. That's what'll hurt us. He wants them playing a very physical brand of D down low. See if they got the message. Kevin?
Thank you, David. And certainly, Chris, a matchup to watch at the center position tonight. What's the key?
Motor, energy. Who's going to be hitting the boards? Who's going to run down the court, get that post position? Who's going to communicate with their defense and let guys know what they should expect?
Yes, big part. And so off the tip, it's Washington's ball. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the court right now for the Celtics. Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Jay Crowder out there with Johnson. And it's Horford in at the 5 down low. They get the rebound. Wall against Thomas. Wall dishes to Beal. To the inside. It's stolen by Johnson. Bradley, no one around him. Beal pulls it in. Wall a screen on Thomas. And Beal kicks to Morris. And taken away by Johnson. Thomas against Wall. Outside Thomas. Clock at 6. Rebounded by the Wizards.
They were right up in his grill. Really gave him no breathing room to release that one clean.
Porter uses the glass to finish the layup.
And how about that? Just an easy way to get on the board.
That's exactly how you want to start the game.
Wall against Thomas. To the paint. Johnson's shot is off. And Washington has possession. Wall passes to Porter. Back to Wall. Baseline Jay on the way. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. It's on Isaiah Thomas.
You know, a lot of people
can make the claim that they are the fastest in the league, but I think John Wall has the best case. I mean, both in the half court and end to end. I mean, this guy has blistering speed, and you factor that in with the athleticism and the handle. I mean, he can make other players look like they're playing in cement shoes out on the floor.
And you know, Greg, one of the things that strikes you about Wall, it isn't just his running speed. His quickness is off the charts. He is very, very quick.
I mean, the ground Wall can cover with his speed and quickness is staggering. As soon as the defender starts backpedaling, with Wall coming at him, game over.
And so John Wall nails both of them. For Boston, they've gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Thomas up top, covered by Wall. Thomas dishes to Horford. Boston again missing.
After 4 shots, they are still without a made field goal.
Thomas against Wall. And it's Beal in the corner. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Beal's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Picked by Horford. Kicks to Bradley. Boston again missing.
Yeah, slow start right now. 5 straight misses to get this one going.
There's Beal with the 3. Rebound, Boston. In the corner, Bradley with it. Dishes it to Thomas. Feeds to Horford. Passes it to Johnson. Just 5 on the clock. Bradley can't get it to go.
Can't believe he missed that one. I thought for sure that was it.
And Wall kicks to Beal. Step back shot. That shot no good. Johnson with the defensive effort. Thomas with the ball. He's picked up by Wall. Outside Thomas. To stop the run. Wall with some nice defense.
Great looking defense, really, just to disrupt the rhythm on that shot.
They made that possession super uncomfortable. And as a result, they got the stop they needed.
Celtics trail by 7. Outside Crowder. Bradley passes to Horford, and Thomas has it in the corner. Back to Horford. Gortat with the steal. To the middle. Here's Morris, and Morris throws it down.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
And how about the explosiveness he shows, going from the offensive to the defensive end in a blink?
Thomas, that's good.
That's what I'm talking about, pick and roll basketball. That's why it's a staple in the NBA and has been. Few better at it in this league than Thomas.
Carries it from 3-point range.
You could not diagram a better way to open a quarter.
It's really the ideal start that any team wants. Now they have to ride this wave throughout the rest of the game. Now, when you think about Avery Bradley, a star high school player, and while he's become a highly regarded defensive player, offensively, he's more of a role player. Spot up threes and smart cutting off the ball.
Celtics trail by 10. And Avery Bradley leading the Celtics in minutes played the last 2 years.
Now, many wonder if he'll continue to occupy that big of a role. He's one of the best defenders in the game, but a 6'2" shooting guard with a limited offensive game, you wonder how much better he can become.
Pass to Thomas.
And you can see they're struggling from the field.
Great look, but off the mark.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Here's Beal. Again, the Wizards, good for 2.
And the offense has come together immediately. I mean, they're threatening to run away with this thing already.
Well, they came to play today. It's still too early, but they really have put their foot down on their opponent so far.
Here's Johnson after the made shot from Bradley Beal. Near the three-point line, it's Thomas. That doesn't go either for Thomas. All with it, 5 points in the game. Over to the left wing. Morris against Johnson. Shot clock at 6. Morris kicks to Wall. Again, the miss by Wall. Celtics trail by 12. Outside Thomas. Johnson outside. Back to Thomas. Here's Crowder. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Here's Washington. A 14-2 run over the last bit. From deep, Wall. Up again. Great positioning on the putback.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Greg, he's ferocious when the ball goes up. It's stolen by Wall. Oh, and here comes Wall all alone. And the slam dunk by Wall.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Now here's Thomas. Johnson right side. Here's Horford. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And it had been something that had been talked about in the past via trade, but Al Horford joined Boston in the offseason via free agency. Was the fit that he wanted team-wise, and Horford was ready for a new challenge. So great fit with this roster and the city of Boston.
And Al Horford got a max deal to come to the Boston Celtics. GA, he's on the wrong side of 30, but when you look at his game, his all-star resume, you don't see a real sharp decline coming.
Great point, Kevin, and that's why the Celtics were willing to give Horford the contract they gave him. It was one of the bigger free agent names on the market. You knew that the Celtics would want to make a splash in free agency, and he was their guy.
And one of the big issues for the Wizards is making sure they stay fiery on the defensive end. When this team, Greg, gets in trouble, more often than not, it's because they get sloppy on D.
Yeah, and that can hurt them at times. When they don't bother to challenge shooters or miss a rotation, that's when things start to go south. How far this team goes depends on how far their defense will take it.
Oh, and you don't see many 7-footers with the shooting ability that Olynyk possesses.
Outside, Wall. Pass to Beal. To the wing on the left. Morris kicks to Beal. Clock at 6. From deep, Wall. Wall with another miss.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Horford sets a screen for Crowder. Here's Smart. Misses the 3. On offense, here are the Wizards. They're on an 18-7 run. And there it is for him. Morris has got his second basket.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. What you like about Gortat is that, Greg, he doesn't have a lot of limitations in his game.
Yeah, and with Gortat, his versatility is what makes him valuable. He can face up and hit a J or play with his back to the basket. Has the speed and strength to stay with all types of centers in the league.
Washington making some changes. Smith checked in for Gortat. Bogdanovich comes in for Beal. And it's Jennings in for John Wall. Brown is checked in for the Celtics. Terry Rozier comes in for Thomas. Here's Smart. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And that one, good.
I mean, he's got the size and the strength to finish amongst the big men. That's why he does it. Smart. Built to last in the paint.
Here's Bogdanovich. 11-point game. To the middle, Smith. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two. Chris, in the NBA now, there are a great deal of power forwards who take bits and pieces of your game and add it to their own. But when you grew up, who did you model your game after?
Oh, wow. Well, growing up, I mean, it's very simple. You know, my favorite players are the players that I modeled my game after. You know, as a big fella, I wanted to be a ball handler, and so the best ball handler was Isaiah Thomas. I wanted to be a great passer, so I looked at Magic and Larry Bird for those areas. I wanted to score, and so I looked at Larry Bird and Dominique in those areas. You know, Hakeem Olajuwon, Charles Barkley. So, you know, that's the great part about basketball. You know, we see greats today, but they wouldn't be as great as they are if it was not for the generation that came before them. Why? Yeah. Because you kind of know and you have a bar that you want to set, and it's, you know, hard to know how much to challenge yourself until you see that bar. And so guys setting the bar, setting those expectations, setting those goals allows for guys to work on their game and get better. So, I mean, just think in 20 years, what will guys be doing out there with the generation that we have now out there setting the table for them?
Great perspective. Bogdanovich dishes to Jennings. To the left wing. Screen by Smith. Here's Bogdanovich. And no good. Now Boston takes it the other way. Shoots. Off the mark. Had a chance to trim it to single digits. Now here's Jennings. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. A nice shot by Bogdanovich. And the Wizards lead by 13.
Well, I guess from that distance, the defense thought he'd dish it off. Oops.
Here's Rozier. He kicks it to Olynyk. Wide open look. And good as it rattles through the hoop. Olynyk's got 7 points.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Morris outside. There's the dish to Smith. Rebound by Olynyk.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Jennings with the steal. One-on-one here. And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. It's back to Jennings. In the corner, it's Oubre. 6 on the shot clock. Nice ball movement by Washington. A three-pointer is right on target. 6 points for him. There's 1:38 left to play in the first. And here's Smart. Picked by Horford. They set the pick. Smart passes to Horford. Morris against Olynyk. Boston needs to get off a shot. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over.
Well, we've all heard the word around the league about Celtics head coach Brad Stevens. Players rave about his demeanor. Opposing coaches admire his play calling. You wonder if he translated success at Butler to the pros. That's just what he's done.
Poked away, stolen by Smart. To the inside. The kick out to Brown. Picked by Horford. Brown dishes to Olynyk. Here's Bogdanovich, guarded by Smart. And Bogdanovich kicks to Morris. To the wing right side. Jennings wide open. And a miss there on the triple. And no less than Greg Popovich, Chris, calling Brad Stevens one of the best coaches in the league.
Well, he's very detail-minded. Every time Stevens watches the game, whether college, international, women's, in the park, no matter what, he keeps a notebook. He said, I steal plays from everybody, and truthfully, at this point, I think we can assume that others are returning the favor.
Washington with the ball, following Jaylen Brown's three. Outside Jennings. 6 on the shot clock. There's the feed to Bogdanovich. Fades. Oubre can't get it to go. Now Smart. Here's Horford. Here's Olynyk. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead. Olynyk's got 9 points.
Oh, I love that aggressiveness from Olynyk. I mean, he can create his own offense. I mean, we all know that, but that time with a little cleanup work.
And so the first quarter is in the books. Wizards lead by 9. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And a chance to hear from Bradley Beal. He came from a football family in St. Louis, but said his mother introduced him to the game of basketball at a young age.
She definitely put the ball in my hands. She's the one who taught me my form, my follow-through, and still to this day, she yells at me if I miss a shot. So she's kind of a perfectionist, and she definitely taught me how to shoot. She can shoot it, and she still, to this day, thinks she can shoot better than me.
Maybe some other NBA players should be practicing with Bradley Beal's mom, because she has definitely honed something special into him.
To be sure. I'm just not sure some of the more delicate NBA egos could handle her trash talking once she beats them in a game of horse.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Wizards?
It's all about their defense. They have just done a terrific job of negating the timing and spacing of their opponent.
Oh, yeah, great communication. The guys are quick and rotating help and playing with a lot of energy.
On the court for the Celtics, second quarter underway. Thomas and Smart, the feisty backcourt pairing. Jay Crowder out there with Avery Bradley. And it's Olynyk in at the center position. The Wizards shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Yeah, pretty good numbers on the season when you look at their free throw attempts, right around 78%.
And the first one at the line is good. And with the NBA game changing rapidly, Chris, the tactics have to change with it. When you look at all the NBA coaches, is there one who stands above the rest who is very good strategically?
Well, you just have to love Greg Popovich. I mean, because you've seen him adapt to the game. He was known for a half-court team when he had the Twin Towers, a slow-down pace, and he got some guards that could take it and shoot the three, and he sped the game up. And that's what you like to see, someone that uses all the rules and strategy of the game.
Yes.
And doesn't just become hardened in one way in playing. And I think his versatility just shows how great of a coach he is.
Well said. Gortat comes up with the rebound. Gortat's got 7 rebounds in the game.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Now Smart. Bradley Beal missing from long range. The pass to Olynyk. He dishes it to Thomas. Bradley passes to Crowder. And Olynyk kicks to Thomas. 4 on the shot clock. Smart, wide open, he fires. Off target from outside. Wizards leading by 11. Beal dishes the Wall. Back to Beal. From outside the arc. Beal can't get that one to fall.
He's been able to connect here in the second half after hitting one in the first.
Thomas kicks to Crowder. Screen by Olynyk. Dishes it to Bradley. Off the pick. That shot is off. Now Washington takes it the other way. At one point, they led by 16. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, it's always a transition and a difficult one for college coaches to come to the pros, but Celtics coach Brad Stevens made one of the smoothest we've seen after leading Butler to back-to-back national championship games. You hear that buzz from players to opposing coaches. Greg Popovich said, "I really respect what he does. His team executes. I'll still watch his Butler tape." Trying to learn some stuff, to be honest with you. High praise indeed, fellas.
And Popovich, really the godfather of the active coaches right now, D.A. His voice carries certainly a lot of weight in this league. Thank you.
And the interior D is really starting to be exposed here. How many layups have they gotten today?
Oh, you asking me? The defense has been garbaggio. I've lost track. The D has been non-existent, and they've taken full advantage of it.
Now a timeout called by Boston. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Thomas kicks to Olynyk. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. Well, Kelly Olynyk out of Gonzaga, maybe the closest, Chris, we've seen to Dirk Nowitzki when you talk about 7-footers who can space the floor.
Well, he's a 7-footer now, but he grew up playing guard before he had that late growth spurt. You just don't find many players at his size with that kind of shooting and fluidity with the ball. I think his agility at his size is probably the most underrated aspect to his game.
Now, here's Thomas. Bradley Beal unable to get his shot to go. Olynyk sets a screen for Thomas. And again, Boston with the triple.
And they are absolutely stroking it from beyond the arc.
Wizards leading by 7. Left side, Wall. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession.
He just lost where he was on the court. It ended up out of bounds there.
Celtics trail by 7. Thomas passes to Olynyk. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. That's on Marcin Gortat.
Now, you may have expected the Celtics to improve last season, but to secure a top 5 seed, an 8-win improvement over their previous season, now that's very impressive. They set the longest home winning streak since the Larry Bird era.
Boston shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. And he can't get the first one. And the Celtics suffering some injuries down the stretch. Fell to the Hawks in the first round of the playoffs.
Well, don't feel bad for them. Still coming into this summer's draft with cap space and 8 draft picks in June, you knew they were poised to make a big leap.
Celtics fans hoping they can make an even deeper run this time out.
That one misses.
Strong take to get the foul there after not getting it there in the first quarter.
Beal gets a wide open look. And another miss by Washington.
A frustrating start to this quarter for them.
Outer dishes to Thomas. Jacks up a three. Washington with the rebound. Gortat's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. And Kelly Olynyk is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
To the paint. Olynyk with the steal.
Wow, he kept his hands moving to catch his man's attention just as he was going up for that shot. Great defense. He just looks off in this one. Can't seem to throw it in the ocean.
Gets the three-pointer to fall. Wall's got 10 points.
And just a little bit ragged defensively.
Well, somebody needs to wake them up and tell them they need to put forth a much better effort on D if they want to get back in this one.
Now, here's Thomas. He has 5. Here's Olynyk. Gortat with the defensive effort.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And Wall kicks to Beal. Screen by Smith. Outside Beal. Smith sets the pick for Beal. 5 on the clock. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
Well, the pick didn't exactly neutralize the defender, but good concentration on the finish to still get the basket.
And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. Near the three-point line, it's Thomas. Again, Thomas missing.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Rebounded by Smart.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
It's Bradley on the wing. Just 5 to shoot. And here's Olynyk from the arc. Count that as his 7th field goal in 10 tries. He's shooting a very good 70%.
He's now hit 2 this quarter, and the D needs to really put the clamps on him moving forward.
All with it. 10 points for him. He feeds it to Gortat, and Kelly Olynyk is going to pick up the foul.
He just recorded his 3rd foul of the half. Coach has to consider resting him until the 3rd quarter.
Oubre is checked in for the Wizards. And the Celtics also making a change. Amir Johnson's checked in for Marcus Smart. There's a screen by Gortat. The Wizards working the ball around now. Beal from long range. Rebound Boston.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Now here's Thomas. 5 points in the game. That doesn't go either for Thomas.
Well, they often look to him to provide for them on offense, and he simply isn't getting the job done today.
Gortat. And count the basket. He's fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Yeah, how about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play. And you look at the Wizards, they definitely took a step backwards last season. Went from being maybe a dark horse to get to that conference finals to becoming a team that just had to fight to stay in the playoff mix. So going to be interesting to see how they bounce back from the adversity of a season ago.
And for the Wizards, there were a lot of factors as to why they had a rough season. Lost some key players and dealt with injuries like all teams.
You know, and even with all of those challenges, I don't know that this team is quite as talented as everyone thinks they are. I mean, they do have a good core with which to build around, but you have to temper expectations with this team moving forward.
Oh, nice look by Bradley, moving it to the open man.
Wizards leading by 10. Jennings kicks to Oubre. There's a good screen. Feeds it to Beal. Passes to Gortat. Shoots. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Gortat's got 5 points now this quarter.
Nice feed in close, right to where his teammate needed it.
Brown outside. A steal. Here's Bogdanovich. He's covered by Brown. Oubre passes to Bogdanovich. Oh, trying for it. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Horford. And Washington making a change here. Morris is checked in. And it's sent back by Horford.
Wow, the rim protection by Horford. I mean, Al Horford standing 6'10", always played bigger.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Here's Rozier. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Kicks it to Horford. Knocked loose. Washington leading now by 14. Jennings dishes to Bogdanovich. Morris with a screen on Bradley. And Bogdanovich kicks to Morris. He used that pick to get in close. Morris has got 6 points.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Pass to Brown. There's the triple. Rebound, Washington. Gortat's got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. And there's Morris. That's good on the assist by Oubre. That's now 8 points for Markieff Morris.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Johnson the screen. Outside Bradley. Shot clock at 5. To halt the run. Again, the miss by Horford.
Just a rough game for him so far. No made shots so far, and his team is hurting because of it.
Jennings passes to Bogdanovich. Outside Bradley. Pass to Rozier. Pick by Horford. 5 on the clock. From deep three-point range. The shot, no good. Now Washington takes it the other way.
Yeah, they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Here's Bogdanovich. 18 points separating the teams. That's the biggest lead of the game. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Rozier kicks to Bradley. Johnson the screen. Outside Bradley. Brown outside. Lets it go. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession. Washington leading now by 18.
And in a draft class full of great wing players, it is easy to sleep on Jaylen Brown, but he can become a great player. Has everything you want from a wing in terms of skill set and that physicality. He could have a ceiling just as high as anybody else in this draft.
Morris. That shot off.
The defender stayed on him without fouling and did great work there.
Brown the pass to Rozier. Johnson the screen. Bradley, that's for two. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper. And you look at Jaylen Brown. He can go at the rim, pull up to shoot, plays good D. If his jumper gets a little more consistent, he can be scary.
Yeah, and that is what this team was hoping for when they drafted him. Just looking at the areas that he needs to work on, they are all, I think, correctable things. He's going to put up a lot of highlights over the course of his career.
And the Celtics with possession here, following the miss by Brandon Jennings from deep. Here's Rozier. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock, and Morris throws it down.
Teamwork at its finest. Love the extra pass.
Celtics trail by 18. And here's Bradley. Johnson the screen. Bradley kicks to Rozier. Shoots it up. No good on that last second attempt there. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Washington out in front. They lead by 18. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Bradley, a strong first half for you and the team. It looked like you guys really were ready to play. Was that something Coach emphasized?
Yeah, most definitely. We wanted to hit them first. We weren't going to check any temperatures, as he said, so we were not going to just let guys do what they want to do. We're going to come out and be the aggressor, and we did that.
Obviously have to maintain that in the second half. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime show on 2K Sports. Washington had no problems getting going. They went to work early at both ends of the floor, going on a 9-0 run to jump out in front. They gave a little of their initial cushion back, but still ended the first quarter with a 7-point lead. Then in quarter number 2, it was all hands on deck, and what a show it was. Quality execution, good efficiency, some tremendous defensive play helped them take a decisive advantage, and they're running away with this one. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Wizards.
Well, they just about ran their offense to perfection. They pounded the ball inside, and the entry feeds were on time and on the money. It was a clinic to watch. The second half is going to be no contest if they keep getting shots 8 feet and in.
And Shaq, your thoughts on the Celtics?
Ernie, I don't use this word a lot because, one, I can't spell it, but it was definitely a subpar effort for them on the glass. That hurt. They're serious about cutting into this deficit. It's gut check time. Ugh, you hear that, Ernie? I'm hitting my gut. Ugh, you got to check your gut, Ernie. Ugh, gut check time, Ernie.
And in a matter of moments, they'll be starting the third quarter. Kevin Harlan standing by. See you, folks.
Welcome back, folks. A lot to see in that shot from high above Washington, the Capitol, the Supreme Court, the Lincoln Memorial. That is one heck of a view. Now, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Without question, Kelly Olynyk displaying his skills today.
And the threes, they just dropped for him consistently. He was in a zone in that first half.
Well, they showed that he can get on the roll from out there in the right circumstances. Credit his coach for respecting the streak. I mean, just continuing to call his number.
Here's Thomas. Wall and Beal, the incredible backcourt tandem. Porter and Morris, the duo at forward. And it's Gortat in at the 5 spot. That's the room for Scott Brooks getting going here in the second half. Here's Beal. Outside, Wall. He kicks to Gortat. Nice ball movement by Washington. Porter. Good work defensively by Crowder. Celtics trail by 16. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, the league and NBA teams have become much more aware of protecting players' health. They're finding out that rest and sleep are a huge part of that. Warriors head coach Steve Kerr said medicine and science have improved and thought processes do as well. He said in the old days, guys played 48 minutes. Well, we've made advances. We don't go backwards with this stuff. We go forwards. Guys, that's why they want their players off their feet as much as possible.
Good report, DA. Thank you.
I mean, and that 6'3" Bradley is a plus defender thanks to his quickness and tenacity.
There's a screen by Gortat. Wall dishes to Gortat. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And we see some coaches who keep their young players, Chris, on a very tight leash. They limit their minutes. They keep them on the bench. If they make a mistake, they're yanked quickly out of a game. Others give their youngsters more leeway, and they work to instill confidence in their play on the floor. How do you strike that right balance?
Well, I think you strike that right balance by knowing and understanding your player. You know, guys aren't just playing in games. Most time is spent in practices, so you're getting to know the habits of your player, the work ethic of your player, the mental capacity of your player. So many times coaches know before the first game how much they want to play or not play a guy. Now, it's up to you as a player to prove your coach wrong, and no matter how much trust he has in you, to continue to increase and to build on that trust that he's shown in you. But, you know, it's a fine, delicate balance. But what you want to make sure, though, that every guy is accountable on both ends of the floor. Every guy is unselfish, and that you kind of promote leaders and you set a culture of leadership on your team. So I think a lot of it is up to the coach to set the tone, and usually great players will follow.
Well said. Now, here's Thomas, and it's sent back by Morris. And a wide open look for Porter. And a miss there on the triple. Celtics trail by 13.
Now, in 2013, the Celtics began their rebuild in earnest. Right away, they made some great moves hiring Brad Stevens from the college ranks to take over as head coach. And also, a terrific trade with Brooklyn, getting 3 first-round picks and the right to swap picks in exchange for Garnett and Paul Pierce.
And here is Morris. After Isaiah Thomas made that last three-pointer.
Well, that was an awful screen. He didn't seem like he wanted to do it, and as a result, the set failed.
Bradley kicks to Thomas. The dish now to Horford. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And for me, one of the more unsung players in the league, Al Horford, a 2-time national champion at the University of Florida, one of the most skilled and versatile big men in our league, and he hasn't gotten the attention I believe he deserves.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
Yeah, he's averaging 80% from the line, and he has been as steady as they come at the stripe.
And with Horford's free agency looming this last summer, last season was a tricky spot for the Atlanta Hawks. Would they be able to keep him?
Yeah, and you go back to the lack of exposure he's gotten. I mean, from the Dominican Republic, he's a Spanish-speaking star. I mean, his marketing and endorsement potential in bigger markets, something he is well aware of.
And Chris, for the Celtics, a depth of talent, great coach, but they admit they've been looking to get that transcendent player to take them to the next level.
Well, I know this for a fact. You can go a long way with chemistry and depth, but it's tough to win it all without a superstar player or two. You know this front office will continue to be aggressive, looking to position themselves for a run at an 18 championship.
And the shot's good from Crowder.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Here's Wall, out to Morris, trying to get back on track. Again, the miss by Morris.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Thomas inside, covered by Wall. Horford kicks to Johnson. Just 5 to shoot. All with the steal. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Morris a screen. Down low, here's Beal. Now the feed to Gortat, and stolen by Horford. In the corner, Bradley with it. And again, Boston with the triple.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Outside, Beal pulls up. And good, coming off the assist by Wall. 12 points for Beal.
And that shot was huge as they try to stem the tide here and hang on to the lead.
Picked by Horford. Thomas passes to Horford, and a dunk by Horford.
A nice run they put together here to bring it a little closer.
Well, they're not going anywhere. This is still very much of a ball game because of runs like that.
Porter with the screen for Wall. Morris outside. Nice ball movement by Washington. Lock at 6. There's a screen by Gortat. Beal with it. Now guarded by Bradley. It's stolen by Bradley. He dishes it to Thomas. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. The Wizards with the lead. Wall dishes to Beal. And Gortat kicks to Wall. The open shot by Beal. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Beal's got 14.
Oh, that's just great offensive skill, consistently helping his teammates generate points.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. Checked in for Gortat. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for the Celtics. Smart comes in for Avery Bradley. Here's Smart. The pass to Crowder. Dishes it to Olynyk. To the paint. Thomas passes to Olynyk. 5 on the clock. To the paint. Shot from 12. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. Thomas got his 5th assist in this one. Washington has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. And Wall kicks to Morris. Beal up top. That's the 3 fly. Oh, and he almost had a 4-point play right there. He'll go to the line with a chance for 3.
Yeah, good job trying to get a hand in the face, but you've got to be more careful.
And one of the things I love about Bradley Beal is he is a consistent shooter of the deep ball. I mean, always seems to hover around that 40% mark from beyond the arc. And ever since he's come into the league, that has been the case. And he's also improving in the other areas in terms of his ability to attack and get to the rim and playmaking. The only question for me is, can he find a level of consistency in terms of his health? That's been the only detriment to his game.
And he's good on the second. And with Beal, he's been as consistent as they get since entering the NBA. Always shoots at a decent clip from wherever he is on the floor.
And consistency is an aspect of a player that is often overlooked in the grand scheme of things. You know exactly what a player like Beal is going to give you every night for every season.
And he nails the third. And here's Boston. They're on a 20-7 run. Now Thomas. He's got 8. Parked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. Washington leading now by 5. And Wall kicks to Porter. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Wall's got assist number 8 here in this one already. Thomas with the ball. Picked by Horford. Thomas dishes to Horford. And the dunk by Horford.
Oh, the assist from Thomas. Finding the open man. Nice decision offensively.
And Morris throws it down.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
But it's surprising, Kev, to see so little urgency on the defensive side, especially with them losing this game right now.
Porter against Crowder. Here's Smith. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
This is his second trip to the free throw line.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
And he knocks down the first one. Terry Rozier's checked in for Isaiah Thomas. So he gets them both. Here's Rozier looking for his first basket still in this one. Horford with the screen on Wall. Rozier the pass to Horford. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
And they've really gotten on track here in the second half. After that shaky start, the field goal percentage steadily climbing. They couldn't make anything in that first break.
Here's Rozier. He feeds it to Horford. Down low. Here's Olynyk. And the dunk by Olynyk.
Oh, and the scoring from Olynyk adding up. He's got it going.
Wizards leading by 5. Now here's Wall. He's got 10. Feeds to Morris. Passes it to Porter. It's Beal on the wing. Guarded by Smart. Tries again. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, easy call.
Free throw good. Smith. Washington making some changes. Oubre's checked in for Morris. Bogdanovich comes in for Bradley Beal. And it's Jennings in for John Wall. And the Celtics also making a change. Brown's checked in. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Celtics trail by 7. Here's Rozier. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Picked by Horford. Here's Rozier. 6 to shoot. Inside. the rejection by Smith, and he gets it back. Yep, that one goes in there. 15 points for Horford.
Well, he played very poorly in the first half, but during the second half, he's feeling it. He's really flipped the on switch and owned it.
Here's Bogdanovich. No good from outside. Boston's gotten all 4 of the three-point shots to go down since halftime. They're lighting it up here. And it's Brown missing. Washington leading now by 5. Nice ball movement by Washington. To the left wing. Kicks it to Bogdanovich. Pass to Jennings. Oubre. No one around him. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. Here's Smart. The screen from Brown. Smart kicks to Rozier. Pass to Horford. 6 on the shot clock. That's tipped. Porter with the steal. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. He kicks it to Jennings. There's the dish to Bogdanovich.
And he has to take that long, slow walk back to the bench here. He'll watch the rest of this one from the sideline. And guys, this is where their depth really comes into play. They've got such talent at that position. They'd love to have him out there, but they won't suffer much of a drop-off.
And the first one at the line is good. And it's interesting, Bogdanovich came over from Croatia a couple years back. He's shown flashes, Greg, of talent, especially offensively, but he's still putting it all together.
Yeah, I think consistency is the key for him. Sometimes he's aggressive, other times he just disappears. Does have good size and strength for a wing, can hit from the outside, also finishes well around the basket. I like to see him create more for his teammates.
And who would expect anything less? Tremendous poise at the line.
Here's Horford. That shot, no good. Good work defensively by Morris.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
It's tipped. And here's Smart. To the paint. Here's Rozier. Morris with the block. To the inside and finished off by Oubre.
Beautiful reverse jam right there.
Use the rim to protect the ball, I think. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Wizards leading by 9. Morris with the screen for Jennings. The feed now to Morris. Fires the 3. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. Morris has got 15.
The D did a good job shutting him down in the first, but he got loose and easily dropped that one.
Picked by Horford. Out to the right wing. Just 5 on the clock. And here's Brown outside. Morris with the rebound. Morris has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Out of bounds, Boston takes possession. Amir Johnson's checked in for Boston. .102 left in the third quarter of the game. Now Smart. He dishes it to Johnson. Shot clock at 6. Horford has a wide open look. With nobody on him, he buries the jumper. Horford's got 15 points here in the second half. Jennings with the ball. Right wing. Bogdanovich dishes to Morris. Over to the wing. Outside Jennings. Wizards need to get a shot off here. Bogdanovich. And again, Washington with the triple.
Yeah, that's 2 straight 3-pointers they've allowed.
Here's Rozier. And the pass to Horford. Can't hit from the elbow. Well, through 3/4 of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Washington out in front as they end the 3rd quarter on a 14-6 run. We'll be back shortly live from the Verizon Center.
Moments make players into stars. Moments make teams legendary. This is my moment. This is my team.
Now let's listen into the huddle of Brad Stevens.
Piece by piece, chip away. See if you can't, next time we get together, have it down a few.
Brad Stevens reminding his guys you still have time to get where you want to be. Just take it one possession at a time.
Well, he wants them to relax. I mean, there are going to be ups and downs over the course of a game. Just breathe and play.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the 4th. And a look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the 4th quarter. Smart and Crowder at the 2 and the 3. Amir Johnson is out there with Horford, and it's Thomas in at the 5. There's Beal with the 3. Made that one as his 7th of the contest, 7 for 15 from the floor.
And that's not the way for a team to get back into a game, giving up open shots like that.
Wow. Bad defense can cost you dearly. I'd be surprised if they found a way to get back in this one.
Now here's Thomas. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
Oh, never shy about going inside. Thomas may be small, but he doesn't let that stop him.
And Wall kicks to Bogdanovich. The Wizards working the ball around now. Out to the right wing. Gortat inside, working on Horford. Gortat misses.
That's just an outstanding job by the D there to get in his way without fouling and changing the direction of that shot.
Now here's Thomas. Horford with a screen on Wall. Thomas gets a wide open look, and he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron. Washington leading now by 12. It's Wall with the drive. To the middle. And Gortat gets it to go in on the assist from Wall. And that's now 9 points for Marcin Gortat. And here is Thomas. Johnson with a screen on Wall. Wall against Thomas. Dishes to Smart. Johnson wide open. He fires. 3-pointers off the mark. The Wizards have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the 4th quarter started. Here's Wall, and Wall with the slam.
And folks, those are hops you just don't see from that one spot every day.
Well, that's why he is such an uncommon talent.
You're exactly right, Kevin. When you point, when your point man is sailing to the rim with that level of explosiveness, invaluable.
Now, here's Thomas. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession.
I mean, they just look totally disengaged out there. Seems like they've given up on this one.
Otto Porter Jr., he's checked in for the Wizards. The Celtics also with a sub. Bradley's checked in for Smart. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. Outside, Beal. He feeds it to Gortat. Thomas against Wall. Passes to Morris. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's on Isaiah Thomas.
Shooting for Washington, Markieff Morris. Taking 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. He hits the second from the line. So it's Boston now, trailing by 17. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Fires from deep. Washington with the rebound. Gortat's got his 16th rebound on the night.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Here's Wall. Feeds it to Gortat. Outside, Beal. Kicks to Morris. Pass to Wall. Just 4 to shoot. And Horford pulls it down. Horford's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Outside Thomas. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. And the wide open shot from Crowder knocks down the 3 ball.
And with his feet set, Crowder can definitely hurt you from long range.
And Wall kicks to Beal. Back to Wall. To the inside. Gortat. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Yeah, easy call.
At the line for your Wizards, Marcin Gortat. Taking 2 shots.
That one is off. And he sinks the second. Celtics trail by 15. Outside Thomas. Horford with the screen on Morris. Here's Crowder. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Crowder's got 6 here in this quarter.
Well, you know what? I like Johnson's unselfishness, ready and willing to move it to the open man.
Ball passes to Beal. Gortat with the screen on Bradley. Here's Beal. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Wizards lead by 14.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Johnson the screen. Thomas kicks to Crowder. No good on the 3. Wizards have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the 4th. Wall dishes to Gortat, and it's Gortat finishing it off.
Oh, fellas, that was a vicious 2-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. Gortat with the block. That'll be Boston as it goes out of bounds. Celtics retain possession. Thomas with the ball, now guarded by Porter. Thomas against Porter, and the basket by Thomas.
Isaiah Thomas.
Now Wall. Gortat with a screen on Thomas. And Wall kicks to Gortat, and stolen by Horford. Outside Bradley. Back to Thomas. Johnson the screen. Thomas up top. Covered by Wall. 4 on the shot clock. Wall with the steal. And taken away by Johnson. Back to Thomas. In the corner, Bradley with it. Launches a 3. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist. Thomas got his 7th assist in the game. Washington leading now by 11. Wall passes to Beal. Back to Wall. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
It's like they forgot that anybody else is on the floor. They're just going at each other right now.
Well, this is entertainment. Maybe not the best example of great team basketball, but fun to watch nonetheless.
Now here's Bradley. Down low. Here's Horford. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Horford's got 19 points.
Well, it looked as if he would never find his game after that awful first half start, but he's really hitting his stride in the second.
And Wall kicks to Beal. Nice ball movement by Washington. 6 on the shot clock. To the paint. Out to Morris. It's Porter outside. And again, Washington with the triple.
Three-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
Thomas with the ball. Horford with the screen on Wall. They get it back. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Gortat. Thomas against Wall. Right side Thomas. Pass to Horford. Second shot opportunity. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That's on Marcin Gortat.
Well, and Horford doesn't always shoot a lot of free throws for a star big man. You'd like to see him getting that respect from the official.
Shooting 2.
Free throw dropped for Al Horford.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
And Horford, a pretty steady free throw shooter. I mean, he had a few down seasons, maybe due to those pectoral tears, but I tell you what, he's been right up there around 80%.
Now here's Wall. There's a screen by Gortat. Beal can't get it to go. Porter against Crowder. Here's Thomas. To the inside. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Gortat, and so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game. Wizards making a switch here. Oubre's checked in. No good on that one. Good on the second free throw.
Okay, he's definitely trying to take it to the D in the second half, trying to get to that line.
And Wall kicks to Morris. There's the dish to Beal. They get it back.
If he can find himself out there, his team will be in fantastic shape to get this win.
Now, here's Thomas. Just 5 on the clock. Rejected by Wall. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. Shot clock at 2. Porter pulls it in.
Yeah, it's been about the rebounding. Really, that's the dividing line in this game.
He tries for 3. Nailed from three-point land. And it's 7 points for Kelly Oubre.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
Timeout.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
And he could tell his guys starting to wear down a little bit. Call time to just let them get their legs back under them.
Wizards on D. Right side Thomas. Porter with the steal. And here's Wall. Here's Oubre. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
That's his first personal foul. Shooting for Washington, Kelly Oubre. At the line for 2.
First one falls for him. And both free throws good for Oubre. Celtics trail by 18. Now Thomas. Six to shoot. Horford can't hit from in close.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
And stolen by Horford. Thomas against Wall. Horford dishes to Bradley. And that's a foul called on Bradley Beal. That's his first foul. They set the pick. Wall against Thomas. It's up a 3. And there's Horford. That's good on the assist from Crowder. 24 points for Horford.
And Horford in his 9th season in the league started making the three-pointer a big part of his offensive game. I mean, it's a shot you have to respect.
Wall with it. Outside Beal. Back to Wall. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Outside Beal. Wide open. Misses off the left iron.
And boy, has he been struggling big time here in the quarter.
Well, it hasn't been his best, just to say the least. He just needs to calm down out there and let the game come to him. And the pass was right in stride. Extremely accurate setting up the shot.
Here's Wall. Following the score by Avery Bradley. And Wall kicks to Morris. There's the pick. Top of the key, Beal. Three-pointer. Beal with another miss.
And he has slipped into a funk. You can see the confidence is shaking.
Yeah, everybody goes through slumps. You can't let it get to him, though. Everyone makes mistakes on the floor. You just have to always be thinking about the next play.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the Wizards.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the board.
They made the most of those extra rebounds as well, Kevin.
And so many key players that you could point to tonight, but in particular, a great game for John Wall. And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team.
He's worked a lot on his three-point shot. Crowder makes enough where it has to be on.
Washington with the ball. A 12-point game. Morris with the screen for Wall. Shot and game clock separated by 5. And Boston with the rebound. Fires at the elbow. And off the front iron, and in it goes.
And this run not really doing them any good at this point, as late as it's starting to evolve.
Well, it's really too bad that they found themselves a little too late in this one.
And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. And I think they built off that edge of being here and play with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports Postgame Show.
Thank you so much, Kevin. And with this one in the books, we're ready to present our Jordan Player of the Game, John Wall. You know, tonight he put up his high for the season. Found his rhythm, never let up. Just a terrific scoring effort all the way around.
Once again, John Wall proving that he has developed into one of the NBA's true superstars. The choices he makes with the basketball in his hands are so intelligent. Great job tonight. The smartest player on the floor tonight. He had the defense guessing all night long.
Well, it reminds me of when I look in the mirror, Ernie. He operated their offense to perfection. A true floor general. His assist numbers were all you need to see. Looked like he was having a lot of fun out there.
That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. We certainly hope you've enjoyed the show, don't we, guys?
It was great.
Yeah. Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and for Kevin Harlan and the entire 2K Sports crew. All 653,000 of them.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Hard-working.
A lot of people.
Yeah. The long line at the buffet, though.
Yeah. Shout out to the T-Pose, man.
Oh,
I don't know his name, but I know his face.
I'm Ernie Johnson. See you next time.